Well, we've just parked up the car and walked down to the front here in Palmanova. We've already met a couple who have been watching our YouTube channel, and we've just bumped into John from Scotland, who's been telling us how much he's been watching them over the last couple of years, especially during the lockdown, and being able to see what's going on. Well, it's middle of the week. It's a Wednesday today. It's the 12th of October. It's Columbus Day, or the Spanish National Day. So it's a public holiday, and I don't go to work on a public holiday. So here we are down in Palmanova. And we've come specially today to Palmanova to meet Joy and Chris, who are here on holiday. And there's lots of people who've said, oh, we want to see you. And it's just really sorry that we've not been able to get down. It's just been too hectic, too busy, and work keeps getting in the way. Gonna have to get rid of that thing called work
soon.
Anyway, we're going to walk along. We're going to go off to the Beehive. That's where we're going for our coffee today. Over the last few days we've had a lot of rain in different parts of the island and a lot of wind, but today there's clouds around, and on the weather forecast this morning it told me it was going to rain, but it never did. And there's no wind, and the sea is really quite calm. It's not quite glassy calm, but it's pretty calm. Somebody in the sea swimming over there, and my alarm's going off. That's to tell me it's time for my next lesson at school, but I'm not at school. So.
Is that going to go off all day?
Yeah. I could switch it off, but then I'd have to switch it back on, so I'm not going to do that. Not many people actually using the sunbeds today. In fact, I can't see anybody using the sunbeds today. But the temperature's really quite pleasant. It's again, it's sort of, I guess it's 20 something, early 20s, maybe 20, maybe getting up to 25 later on today. But there's not a lot of sunshine. There's a little bit of blue sky in patches, but mostly grey. It's really pleasant for a walk. It's certainly not cold. Anita's just called into Mai Tai. It's one of the restaurants we like to go to, really just to ask them how long they're going to be staying open. And sadly they reported that they were going to be closing early in November, so we're going to have to get in there early if we're going to have our regular fix of Mai Tai. And that's part of the story along here. A lot of the hotels are going to be closing towards the end of this month. And that means that the businesses won't have any clients. So we'll start to see bars and restaurants closing up at the same time. So John was asking, will you still be able to find somewhere to go out for a meal? And yes, there will be. There'll be one or two places open. Some places will stay open through the winter and maybe shut for the odd week or two for their annual holidays. But a lot of places, as you'll see in the next few weeks when we're watching the videos, a lot of the places will be closed up. And that will be then closed then for the whole of the winter time, so they won't reopen until Easter, whenever that is. I'll have to have a look to see when Easter is next year. And even then some places tend to wait a little bit, because the season doesn't properly start until May time, so Easter's like a little blip on the landscape. We're getting near to the Colmena, which is the Beehive, and so we're going to cross the road here and go for our morning coffee. It's really nice to be out on a Wednesday, middle of the week.
It's a really short week when you go back.
Thursday and Friday, then the weekend, and then it can only be a couple of weeks to half term. Ooh, exciting. Still water on the ground here from all the rain that we've been having over the last few days. can find a nice shady spot. Hello! Well, the sun started to shine and the beach has actually got some people now sunbathing. A few of the sunbeds are out. We've just had a lovely coffee with Joy and Chris. Who've here on holiday, and Joy writes lots of comments on our YouTube channel, so it's been nice to meet them. And then just as we were leaving, Stephen came across to us, and his wife Pamela, to say hello, which is really nice to meet people who are here on holiday enjoying what's now a lovely warm sunny day.
I need to get changed.
October the 12th. Anita's forgotten to bring her sunglasses. She even forgot to put the suntan lotion on. So anyway, we're going to have a little walk here in Palmanova and enjoy this wonderful weather that we're having. When we arrived, the beach was deserted, just one or two people, and the sea was very calm. Well, the beach is not deserted anymore. There's a few people on there, but the sea isn't calm anymore. It started to get a little bit choppy. And today's our fiesta. Columbus Day today. So a national holiday through the whole of Spain. I don't know if you can see, there's a little boat out there and it really is bobbling around, so it just shows you the sea is a little bit bubbly and there's a few waves, but a few people on. I just stopped up here just to have a look at the sea and watch the waves hitting the rocks. It's a little bit cloudy in the sea, but that's just because of the turbulence from the water. There's the waves. We had a lovely weekend away in Bani al-Bufar, and the sea there was much more turbulent and really quite rough. Anita sheltering under the parasol. Perfect temperatures. Isn't that beautiful? Just the sun glistening on the water over there. It's really quite nice. Dog-friendly beach. I suppose you could call this the fourth beach in Palmanova. Not usually recognised as such, but that one is one that is normally used for dogs to go to. Gentleman over there out with his fishing rod. Not sure whether he's going to catch anything, and I don't know if you can see, but there is someone actually swimming across the bay. Front crawl, I think it is. Go down the steps now towards McDonald's. Quite a few people on this beach, and it really does feel warm down here. I'm going to have to look out for a thermometer just to see what the temperature is. Oh, I bet you're glad you did bring your parasol, because the skies are becoming more and more blue.
You said we won't need some cream.
So just as we came out of the beehive, I spoke to Stephen, who's staying at the Tropico with Pamela, and they said it was okay but not brilliant. So just to give you an idea of in Mallorca.
How do you do?
I'm very good. Are you in competition?
Yeah, it's a competition there, sir. How you doing?
That was Alan and Julie from Bolton, in Manchester that is, so really nice to speak to them. And Alan's got his own camera there, so maybe he's in a bit of competition with me. He's doing a little spot of videoing. They're having a nice holiday here at the Baleares, Majorca, but they're regular visitors, so yeah, we'll probably catch up with them again on another trip.
This is my favourite bit, in the shade.
So we're in the shade now. It really is getting warm. It's sunny, and lots of people on the beach now, and all of the beach volleyball nets are out. The wind's picking up, so when I said that when I started the video there was no wind, suddenly it's all started to come up. And beach volleyball here on the middle beach here in Palmanova, and it's lots of them, so I'm guessing there's going to be a tournament possibly this weekend. Look, there's actually some tenting over there, so we might get a bit more information as we get a bit closer. Baleares has some fiestas going on over the next few days into the weekend.
We should go down
So
Saturday.
if we get a chance, we'll try and go down to Baleares, see if we can see anything that's going on. These trees here are invaluable shade to us oldies. Nobody here today having a picnic, so quite often you'll find, usually on a Sunday, people will set up the picnic tables and the families will come down, bottles of wine will be opened, everybody has a good time.
There's lots of clothes there.
Trying to read what it says on the tent there. It says Beach Box Camps, and it's beachboxcamps.com, so if you want to find out more what that is, beachboxcamps.com. There's a lot of hammocks down there and some clothes rails, not sure what's going on, but the volleyball is always popular. Some noisy traffic. If you want to know what's going on in Palmanova or anywhere in Calvia, actually this is the tourist information centre, and speak all sorts of languages in there, so they're bound to help you in English or whatever language you speak. Seems to be a bit of a queue today. Bus timetables are on the side there, but you also find the bus timetables which are right by the bus stops as well. And because it's a fiesta, some places it looks as though they've decided to stay closed today. But the Paradise Beach Bar's open.
You had your coffee?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Mind you, everyone's all into lunch. Ready by the moment.
So that was Lorna and Ray, and Lorna's been sending me lots of messages over the years now, and really nice that they should stop and say hello to us. We're just walking past the Paradise Beach Bar. This is where Leapy Lee's now got a regular spot, so we'll come and see him. We have a police presence over here as well.
Just got his 50-year album out, just come out.
Leapy.
50th year.
50th year, wow. Of his hit.
19, no, it's a whole album. 1918 is it start? No, not quite.
The little playground here is quite busy today. It is a fiesta, so the children are not at school today. It's a day off, right in the middle of the week. Great. Just saying to Lorna how really nice it is to have a holiday in the middle of the week. It means I go back to work tomorrow, and then there's only one day, and it's the weekend again.
I have to go tomorrow as well.
Nita actually works on a Thursday.
And just to say that on my travels I've seen two really nice ladies that stopped me. One at the Residencia in Costa del Baleares yesterday, that was Jill I think, and then a lady in a shoe shop in Palmanova in Port-P. So thank you for saying hello to me.
And Jill's the one I think lives in El Toro, and she has written to me before, and I think when it was starling season she sent me a photograph of the birds having their, I think they're called murmurations or something, a murmuration. A lot of birds in a cloud, if you like, but all moving in sequence.
They're playing paddle there.
Oh yes, they're not volleyball, they've got some sort of a tennis type game. Paddle? Just going past the Cala Blanca, and I think this is one that's going to be closing fairly soon. So gradually as this month goes on, we'll start to see hotels closing up. So today's the 12th of October. Not sure when we're going to be back down in Palmanova, but we'll have a look to see if the Cala Blanca is still open. This is a Melia, inside by Melia Cala Blanca. What seemed a bit more disturbing to me is that particularly in Magaluf there was a hotel that was going to be closing while it's still got clients in, so the clients were actually going to be moved. That doesn't seem very good to me at all. This morning I received a message, I can't remember who it's from, I must be getting old, about Rogers Bar. Well, this is Rogers, and they were telling me that they've been regulars at Rogers, and they were worried that it was not still here. Well, absolutely it's here, and the people taking their seats. It's only 12:30, so it's a little bit early for lunch yet. But this is the beach bar called Rogers, and every comment I've received has said how good it is. Oh, hey!
Get her on the video!
Get her on the video! So yeah, if you are coming along and you're on the Palmanova beach, then Rogers is another place we've not actually been to yet, but it's on our list of places to go to. There are a great choice of places to go in Palmanova. I'm just coming to the Barbuda beach. This is one of the places we do keep coming back to, and simply because the quality of the food is excellent here. We really enjoy the food, and we always get very good service, so really nice place. Hello.
Hello.
Well, it's a busy day for meeting people today. That was Pamela and John from Inverness Shire in Scotland, and Pamela's been writing lots to me over the years, really nice, and given us a lovely donation for the boys, Charlie and Ollie. I'm going to make a video about their trip to South Korea, which will be next summer. They're going on the World Scout Jamboree. It's the 25th World Scout Jamboree, and it's in South Korea 2023. So it gets me a bit confused when I see it's WSJ, World Scout Jamboree 25. That's not the year, that's the edition, if you like. It's the 25th World Scout Jamboree, and it's going to be in 2023. So they were selected over a year ago now, and they were given a target of about £4,000 each to raise, so £8,000 in total, and they're well over halfway. But I'll make a little video specifically about them. But got to thank Pamela there for that kind donation. We'll make sure the boys get it, and it can be added to their account, which is going well. So really happy with that.
How rough the sea's got.
So from being very calm, it's now a little bit choppy. There's somebody out there on a pedalo, and it is bobbling around. I think I'd get seasick on that now. Going past the Santa Lucia, and the restaurant area is all closed. So it's actually, well, it says no open because it isn't lunchtime yet, I suppose. I'm guessing that will be opening soon. So people are sitting out on the sun terrace here. It's getting a little bit breezy now. So we did actually come to the terrace just before we went off to England in the summer, and we met Shauna and Claire, who had a lovely holiday here in the sunshine, and so much so that they booked to come again in 2023. So we'll look forward to seeing them when they return to Mallorca. So we've just come now to the third beach, and quite a few people in the sea, and a few boats bobbling about on the sea. This beach, all the sunbeds have been nicely laid out. Most of them are empty. Because it's a fiesta today, you'll find that quite a few locals will be coming down to the beach if the sun's out, and the sun definitely is out today. There's a little furry friend, I bet he's a bit warm. Whew. Sometimes wonder about big dogs like that, which have got so much Mallorca's not really a place for them. It's way too warm. Here's the barbecue restaurant right next to the Santa Lucia. Playa San Matías. And then we're just coming to the San Matías Beach Hotel, which again I think is one that's on the list for closing later on this month. If you want to know which hotels are open and which ones are closing, the best place to look is the Calvia notice board on Facebook. Philip Blackburn does a really good job of keeping us all aware of what's open and what's not open, and all of the good information is pinned at the top, so good idea to have a look through, see what he's pinned to the top, because that will be the most relevant stuff, and then questions will be answered down below. But do have a look at the top of the notice board to see what he's pinned there, because that will be the lists of hotels and the businesses that are open and closing, and the latest update of what's happening. I was just noticing there that all of the seats were covered over. I was getting a little bit concerned that the San Matías Beach had already closed, but no, there's lots of people around the pool here, and so the covers are actually on the furniture there, just to protect from the rainy weather we've been having recently. Just coming to Siso. Those of you who haven't been to Palmanova for quite a while, or since the lockdown, and this is an area that has changed completely. You might remember it as having Costa Coffee. Well, Costa Coffee went and Siso was born, and it's been one of the great successes of the beach here in Palmanova. It does get very busy, so if you're thinking of going to have a meal there, it's a very good idea to book in advance. So just call by a day or two before you want to go and eat there and book yourself a table, and that will definitely avoid any disappointment.
You know, we sometimes go to restaurants, people getting turned away because they haven't booked.
Yeah, it's something that I've noticed this year more than previous years. I think previous years we just turn up at a restaurant and expect to be able to be seated. But this year we've actually not done that, and we've arrived at a restaurant and found that they don't have a table available, so we've been turned away. So it's definitely, if your heart is set on a particular restaurant, then definitely the idea is book in advance and secure that table for yourselves. We were really lucky last week when we went to Majorca, which is our local restaurant just where we live, and just on the off chance we just called in Sunday lunchtime and said, can we have a table? And Anita must have smiled in the right direction, because they managed to find us a table, and certainly people were coming in afterwards and they were saying, sorry, no room at the inn, no tables were available, so they were turned away. It's one of our favourites, and it's also within easy walking distance of home. Hence the extra bottle of wine. There's a few more people on the beds at this end. This is the Cantina Sol on the right. The place used to be owned and run by our friends Jean and Pedro, and changed hands now. And next to that's the Olive Tree, which is another one of our favourite spots to call by for a drink or even a bite to eat. And, I think when we do manage to get back into evening walks, we still haven't managed to do that. I think I'm probably too exhausted from work. But an evening walk, we would quite often stop at the Olive Tree and have an early supper. This one we've never actually stopped. The Emacs. Maybe that's one we need to investigate. My phone's ringing, telling me it's time for my next lesson.
Skiving up again.
No next lesson for me today. Next lesson is tomorrow. And this is the Zen Lounge Bar and Grill with half-price burgers and fries and live music tonight.
I don't have to think about if I oversleep, I don't have to worry about breakfast.
And the hotel next to it is the Commodore Hotel. Look over the beach. Quite a few people in the sea. Temperatures in the water must be quite good at the moment, still 20 degrees plus. Though during the summer it really did get very, very warm. I'm just walking over the boardwalk, so it's a bit springy and bouncy here. Feels really strange. This end of the beach is where you can hire things like these, I'm not sure, like a skateboard or a surfboard, a surf scooter, an electric scooter. So they're electric scooters, you can stand up on them and ride away. It looks like lots of fun. €30 for 30 minutes. Next to that, La Vista bar and kitchen, and the famous Scotsman Cafe Bar. Look how busy that is. Very busy. Lucky to get a table in there, people having a drink, having lunch. Next to that is JJ Sports. They'll be opening up soon. It's a bit closed at the moment, 12:30, so it's due to open any moment now. It's like they're just opening up. If you fancy a little bit of diving, there's the bottles, and you can go, there's the wetsuits. I'll take you out on a dive. We can go on a jet ski. Sounds like lots of fun. Never actually got into scuba diving. I like snorkeling, but I've never actually had a bottle on my back. Maybe I'm past that now. And we're now getting towards the end of the beach. This is the Hawaii Hotel and their pool, which is the longest, narrowest pool in Palmanova. And there's plenty of beds here. You see people in the summer rushing down to put their towels on the bed. Obviously not today. And actually much of this area is in the shade, so you won't be getting much sun anyway. So the area that's popular just on the opposite side here is the area which is in the sun. And the bar's open.
Breezy.
And it is breezy, yes. You can see the palm trees are blowing. I bet it's making a bit of a noise on my video. Yeah, it looks quite choppy now. So just in that couple of hours since we've been here, the breeze is built up and the sea's become quite bubbly. The boats out there are all rocking and rolling. But the temperatures are fine. Is that a smell of some weed?
It is definitely.
Oh. I don't know if I've become hypersensitive to this, but I've never really noticed it until it's lockdown. The smell of something being smoked that shouldn't be smoked. Anyway, the noise of the wind is probably getting a little bit loud now. There's a boat coming in. There's lots of waves. I always like to hear the sound of the waves. I'm not sure about the wind, but certainly the waves. We're going to be making our way back, and I'm not going to film all the way back, but if I see anything of interest, I will put the camera back on. As we've been chatting to people as we've been walking along, I think almost every one of them has mentioned the fact that they need to go shopping every time she comes to Palmanova. Has a look in the shops, and well, we're not going by the beach now, we're going by the shops now.
We're on the wrong side of the road.
We are on the wrong side of the road, but
Crossing over to be in the shade.
Anita's decided she's crossing over to go in the shade. I think the last time we did that, I lost her. The ice cream shop's open. A plain cone, £2.50, 99 €3. And there she goes. Natural, I think it's an interesting shop. It's got an Indian, red Indian outside. Next to the spa. And then the ever popular Three Brothers, which now has its blinds down. That sort of gives them a sheltered terraced area. Means they can extend. I'm not sure how long they will stay open. It will all depend on the hotels around here, in particular the Santa Lucia, which is across the road. Yes, Shauna's Hotel. And across the road from the Santa Lucia is the Orocco, where Anita's standing right now. We've not been there, and I'm not sure that it's the sort of food we like. Maybe we'll give it a try. and they are open for reservations. That's me. I'm coming over.
How are you? Jump forward.
So that was John and his wife Karen, who were here on holiday from St Helens. So enjoying their holiday. They're off out to Palma tonight, living it up. Going to meet some friends there for dinner. Anita's still looking in the shops. I think you did manage to find a dress, didn't you, eventually?
I did.
There we go.
Just away now for the summer, winter. Need to get us out of it.
And we were talking earlier on, I think it was to Joy, about Lady Di's, one of the places that has been really popular for all the years we've been coming here. It's been really popular. We've been a few times to various events here, but it was a central place for lots of the British people to come to and have a really good night out. And sadly, lockdown seems to have closed it down. It looks as though it's not too bad inside. It's even been cleaned up a bit inside, so maybe next season. There is a Diana Beach bar, which is right on the beach, of course, and that is open. And as we've walked past on many occasions, it seems to be doing really well. So well, we wait and we'll see what's happening in the next season. For many of our walks during the lockdown period, we were looking at Monroe's and wondering whether Monroe's was ever going to open again. And it did, and it's open again today. People are sitting outside in the sunshine. I think it gets very popular in the evening when they're doing their live shows and karaoke's. They have some different entertainers on there. Since they do karaoke every night. I think Elvis was here last time we coming past.
Who?
Was Elvis here last time? The one and only. Certainly sounded like him.
People over there, Steve. There.
We'll go and say hello. The grass is looking clean. Hello. Do you mind being on the video?
No, we watch you. We
Yeah,
watch you.
it's on, is that right?
You're on now.
watch you all the time.
I'll switch these up. So, all from Doncaster? Are you?
All from Doncaster.
Well,
yeah.
cheers and thanks for watching the videos. Yeah.
Cheers.
Right. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. Bye. Oh, that's really nice. A whole load of people who watch them from Doncaster. All enjoying a drink at Monroe's. You say it's a bit quiet in Monroe's at the moment. Hello!
Hello.
We're very well, how are you?
You're on our video, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Time.
We,
Thank you so
we
much.
mention your bar.
Me no give me
Every
you
time.
give me the kiss.
Yes, this is, so they only do hats to embroider.
So that's an embroidery machine that they're concentrating on hats. Oh, they've got shirts in there as well. Baby shark, do.
Savannah.
No dear. So yeah, that embroidery machine across the road, it's set up to do hats. So if they want to do a shirt, they have to change the setup. So I guess stick with what you're doing. And there's another spa. Got 2 spas in the space of about 100 meters, isn't it? And we're just on the right, we have the back of the Calablanca Hotel.
One of the Coyensi, Ron and I had a kebab for our lunch, and it was really nice.
I do enjoy kebabs. In Palma we go and sometimes have a kebab. So, at La Balanquera.
Yes.
Not sure I'm pronouncing that right. Balanquera is it's a pedestrianised street with lots and lots of restaurants. And as you, well, there's a good Indian restaurant up there, a very good Indian restaurant, very hot curries, really nice. But there's places we go to which serve really good kebabs, or at least they used to. I haven't been for a long time. And then if you carry on going up there, you eventually come to a place where there's some cinemas where you quite often find, almost always find, some films in English. They're all in original language, but most films being in English are in English. But they show Japanese films, French films, whatever. Just going by Rumbos. And there's a nice sign to see, isn't it? COVID test centre, and the sign below says for rent.
Good sign of the time.
Does that mean we don't ever need a COVID test centre again? Hi, are you right? And Bora Bora. It's a busy bar all the year round, Bora Bora, and used therefore by a lot of the locals. And just the gate there is the Bermudas, but that's not the main entrance, so that one's all locked up. The main entrance is just round the corner. Fergus Group, Bermudas Hotel.
Black clouds in there.
There are some black clouds. Just going past Banana Joe's. We walked past there last week.
It's raining.
Oh, rain?
For drinks.
Anita said, oh, spots of rain. I did bring the umbrella, so we're okay. We're just going to walk past Castaways, and I've got a special mention for Castaways because we had a really good meal there, lunch last week, and we met Oliver and Fabia. We met them up in Santa Ponsa the other day. Fabia and Oliver works here, and they just had a baby, so a big congratulations to them.
Beautiful baby Oliver.
Baby Oliver. Yeah, so it was really nice to see them. We used to teach Oliver many years ago, probably too many to remember. And another spa. You know, I'm spa counting today. So in the space of about 200 or 300 meters, we've come to 3 spas. Sort of supermarket that sells all the essentials for you, especially if you're on holiday. That looks like a famous footballer. I don't know who that is. Yes I do, yes I do. But he doesn't play for Real Mallorca, so it doesn't matter. Some rather rude fridge magnets, or whatever they are. I think that's part of Mallorca. They used to be far ruder in the day. And there are some big spots of rain coming down. Anita might well have to exchange the parasol for the umbrella.
Yeah.
I have brought the umbrella, so we... Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
Harold from Belfast.
Harold from Belfast.
Watch you all the time. It's like just like being here. So it is.
So we've had everything today. We've had some lovely sunny weather, and now it's starting to rain. So we've got the umbrella up, sheltering Anita's hair. I've got my hat on, so my hair's okay. I haven't got much of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I think it might be the end of the video, so under the brolly, darling. We don't usually do it like this. Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
Just hold that a minute, it's going to blow away.